Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robert Hall with Project Elect. We're just delighted to be with you again. Just a little bit about the history of Project Elect. We are enthusiastic leaders engaging in changing times. We strive to be a conduit for the community, putting out information to our grassroots area and those people that may not be privy to the information that's come out that's important to everyday lives. For the last several weeks, we've talked about COVID-19. We've been with several medical doctors, Dr. Rayford, Dr. Lewis, and several others, but we're easing into the next part of what Project Elect want to do is kind of shine and enlighten our community. And one of the highlights now is community outreach, education, and what's going on in the African American community. So, one of the things that was brought to me several weeks ago into Project Elect was we need to start really looking at Black business and more so African American business. Here in Tupelo, Lee County, we realized that we have a lot of great entrepreneurs here, male and female. And so this is our very first show in reaching into the Black business and entrepreneurship community. And so we have a very, very special guest here today, Ms. Connie Sadler.
Yes.
You are the owner, CEO, along with your awesome husband. I want to give him a shout out,
Yes.
Chris Sadler
Yes,
of
yes.
Caring Hearts and Hands Adult Daycare Center.
Yes, and Karen Hart, Personal Care Services.
Oh, Personal Care Services, and you've got several. So you are a registered nurse, you and your husband?
Yes, we both are.
Okay, and then kind of bring me into my little research. You, in 2012, you and your husband both registered nurses. There was some sickness with one of the parents.
Yes, his mom.
Okay.
Actually, in 2012, well, it started before then, but his mom was sick, and then we both were travel nurses for a while, and we had checked out different areas and stuff. But his mom got sick, and we really didn't have the resource that we needed. It was just Chris and I, so we had to. I think I ended up going to night shift, and he was working day shift, and so it took a lot of our time, and we just didn't have the resources that we needed at that time. So. As time passed by, his mom, she passed, and we opened up the daycare service due to the fact that if we was having the same issue, then somebody else was having that issue also. So what we did, we decided to open a adult daycare center, and that is the reason for the adult daycare center.
And so that's been in operation since 2012?
2000, actually right at 2011, maybe October, September, somewhere in there.
Okay. And so after this one, I know it's on Franklin Street in
Yes.
Tupelo, Mississippi. And then there's other, I mean, you've kind of branched out or mushroomed out with your businesses and so on.
We did. There was a need in Aberdeen, Mississippi. So we opened up an adult daycare center there. But then in the process, my husband, well, he wanted to branch out a little bit farther. So we ended up doing personal care and respite services to go into people's homes and help the elderly and the disabled that don't have some of the families available to help. And then a lot of families have to work. So that is.
And so with this, I noticed when I was kind of looking at the background, also some type of transportation service where if the elderly or someone you guys are taking care of can't get there, you have the means to go out and transport as well. Am I correct?
That's correct. We transport all of our clients to and from the center.
Okay. So just a little story of that. You guys took care of my mom for a couple of years.
Yes, she was such a sweetheart. Yes.
And so she would have the stories of you guys picking her up, mainly Chris, and of course Chris don't have a problem talking to anybody. And so she really enjoyed that conversation with him. So what do you do every day once you pick up the adults or the ones that can't care for themselves at home and bring them to the center? What exactly is taking place in your centers?
When they first get there, we usually have chat. Well, first of all, we get there. Once they get there, we have chat and chew, which they serve breakfast, and then coffee. Most of them love coffee. juice. We try to give all of the clients a well-balanced meal, whatever we're serving. So breakfast, and then after we get through with the breakfast, we usually do the vital signs. After we finish the vital signs, it's usually exercise time. After the exercise, we normally have devotion. So we usually have someone come in and do devotion for them, which they love. And now some of the clients, they love doing it themselves too. After we get through that, we usually do any kind of game that stimulates them. And we do a lot of games that they have to remember. That's one of the things that we do. And some of them that need to little extra help with transferring and doing things, we help them with that. It's just a lot of things that we do, things that the families are not able to do. That's what we do. And then we get users during lunchtime. They get a home-cooked meal. There's no sandwiches. It's a home-cooked meal, so they love it.
Okay. So, and I know that you guys have been in operations for a while, and so you actually look to hire people or personnel to bring into the business, because we're talking about entrepreneurship, and you worked hard. You and your husband worked hard where you are, and so you love to give back and hire in the community. How is that going with looking for employees?
Well, looking for employees now is challenging.
It's challenging.
Yeah, you got a lot of employees. Some people are just not cut out to work with elderly and disabled people, and those people you weed out. You just kind of weed those people out, because you don't want anyone in there that's going to be abusive, and you don't want anyone in there that's only there for a paycheck. No, we don't want that. But it's really hard trying to find employees, and the ones that we do find that fit perfectly, they usually have something that's wrong on their background checks. And because of their background checks, then we are not able to hire them. So what I do is, when I find someone that have things on their background that could be taken off, then I encourage them to. A lot of them, it's been over there 10, 20, 30 years, and they're allowing it to stay. I mean, I don't understand it. And when they go and interview with other people and they can't get hired because of their background, they never think to ask them, what was wrong in the interview, what happened. They never think about that. And what I do, if I get one and they come in, and once I interview them the first time and then I run their background check, I call them back in. And I explain to them that this is why I can hire you. But I can help you if you want to get this removed. But they have to want to get it removed. Most of them, they'll go on about their business to the next place. And they accept jobs that they shouldn't have to accept. Or some have education that they need to be working in those fields, and they're not because of the background check. I had a young lady that came in, and she had 2 degrees. And she was willing to accept a lower pay just to get a job. And it was all because of her background check, and it was just something simple. It didn't take, I called one of my friends, one of my attorney friends, talked with him, and he told me, gave me the number, told me what to do, give it to her. Gave it to her, she called down there, and they told her, we're just gonna charge you $75, we're gonna clear your record. $75,
Wow.
Within a week's time, she was clean.
Wow, and that's kind of what drew us to this subject. We're talking about economics, we're talking about black business and development, and then the people that are looking for jobs. But a lot of times we run into situations where we may have something in our background and we don't necessarily know how to discard that. And so with you went the extra mile. You went the extra, and I can tell that you're passionate about this. And when you talked to me about this, I just thought it was awesome. And so, but there's ways that people can, I know we got some information here, the Mississippi Center for Justice. There's a lot of organizations
Yeah,
out there
it
that
is.
can be called to help with these things, but we let these things stay on our record, and they don't, we can do something about it. And so now I understand this young lady had 2 degrees, but she couldn't get a position because of.
And she came back, and it was so awesome. I was just so excited to see her face, and she was just lit up. When she came back, as a matter of fact, last week, and that was Monday. And she said, Miss Connie, I got hired. I said, what? She said, yeah. She said, you wouldn't believe how much they paying me. I said, so you was willing to settle for less?
Wow.
She said, thank you that you helped me.
So there are certain things out there that we as, and I'm going to say African Americans, don't know about. And we're suffering with income, and then we're getting turned away from jobs for these little things, and we're probably never told what they are or how we can work with it. And so being Project Elect, I wanted to just name a few areas that if you have an issue, a legal issue, there's free legal help out there. And so we have the American Civil Liberties Union of Mississippi. We've got the Catholic Charities Incorporated. We got Disabled Rights, Mississippi College of Law and Clinical. We got the Mississippi Center for Justice. We've got the Mississippi Center for Legal Services and the Mississippi Immigrant Rights Alliance, and then Mission First Legal Aid. And all of these things are out there for people that may have been in her situation that can't find a job or been turned away from a job. They can actually seek. All right, so I want to ask you something else. Being a African American female, entrepreneur, what drives you every day to bring your business to the success that you are? I mean, obviously you've done very well. People love the business. It's doing great. People are coming in. You're helping people. What drives Connie Sadler every day to do this?
What drives me every day is at the end of the day, when I'm finished and my clients are gone home, I feel like I've actually helped someone. I feel like there are some of the clients that come there, they have no family that actually come and see them and take care of them. So what I do is try to lighten and brighten their day, so that let them know that they're loved and somebody cares about them, what happens to them, whether they get their next meal or not. Then we got some family members, the family members are the best, the ones that are out there, that their support, they're great, and they support us. And another thing is allowing other black women to see that you don't really have to settle for less. You settle because that's what you choose. You don't want to do the work. You start from the bottom. I started from the bottom, and I worked my way up. With my husband, he was there to support me. Don't allow others to crash your dreams. And you gotta be able to see. And what you see in a vision, whatever you see, you believe it. Even if the next person don't believe your vision, you believe it. Because you're the one who see it. You're the one who God gave it to. And so therefore, you're gonna have to do the work to get your vision to come to pass. So that's one of the things that I tell young women all the time. Do not sit and wait for someone to take care of you. Do what you can do. Do what you can do, and then even when you receive a husband, your husband is there to help you. We're there to help our husband. So in the process, do what you can do. Don't just because he tell you stay at home and be a housewife, do something with that. Go to school, get an education, and then you can help your husband. So it's just so many things that I would like to see young women, and I'm always trying, not just young women, I help young men too, but women I have a passion for. So yes, that what drives me.
And so that brings up a couple of questions, and we'll wrap up here in a little bit. So when you and your husband are registered nurses, I mean, you guys have kids. I don't know when the kids started coming along, but your education you were still striving for education while raising a family, am I correct?
Yes, and my husband encouraged me so with that, because I remember now when we first started out, like I said, he wanted me to stay at home and raise our kids. That was one of the things that he wanted. So I did, I think, for the first 5 years. But in that process, he also encouraged me to go to school. But when nursing came around, I was like, no. He kept saying, you need to go to nursing school. No, I'm not going to nursing school. But then I started to see that I was truly a caregiver. So I decided, well, yeah, you know what, I guess I will go. And in the process, while I was being an at-home mom, I went to school, got my education. And we just did the best we could, raising our kids and trying to have a career.
So running a business and that career and what you're doing every day, and we run into bumps and bruises. Yeah. Everything that's in business is not all, peaches and cream all the time. Mm-mm. And so I'll bring up something we're all very familiar with, which is COVID-19.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How did that affect your business, and then how did you bring it back?
The relationship. Well, first of all, it affected us. We decreased maybe to 25% of our clients. But I still ran my business as I had a center full of clients. So that, I don't want them to feel like I was shortchanging them because of COVID. The ones that were there, I wanted them to know that, what was before COVID is still here. We just got to do what CDC says to do, and we're going to do those things. But I want you to know that, you're still loved. Everything is still here. And we just made sure that we was careful with everything that we did. And one thing I wanted to do is during this COVID, I wanted to keep all of my employees. My employees that I have mean a lot to me. So everyone, I tried to make sure that they kept a job, because for them to keep a job meant food on their table. It meant they wasn't stressed. So I wanted to make sure that they all kept a job. So in the process, there are some things that as far as the money-wise, it was some things that, I, as a whole, we were down on, the money went down. So because of that, but one thing I wanted to do was make sure that the employees, they was there, and so they deserved whatever they got. Those were some of the things that we did.
So, and we're talking about our area, Tupelo, Lee County, Mississippi, surrounding areas. And we have a lot of kids about to come out of high school, college, and so on.
Yeah.
Especially when out of college, they say, well, I have to leave Tupelo. I have to leave Lee County in order to be successful. However that myth came, you guys are prime examples that you can do good here in Tupelo, Lee County. There's a lot of good opportunities. Is it about networking? I know that you guys are a member of CDF. I know that you're very, as for the spiritual community, your husband is a minister as well, and you guys stay moving. Is that what kept you here? Or you say, hey, we're just gonna, make sure I stay at home instead of going off to Atlanta and Birmingham or something? So.
Well, as before I said, my husband and I, we traveled. We did a lot of travel nursing, so we went to different places everywhere. It was never about, I always went, and I went to learn things. I never had the idea of leaving Mississippi and go somewhere else and doing something. That wasn't in there for me. Because, first of all, I felt that what I could do somewhere else, I could do here. And then you also have, some people say you don't have the support when you're in your own state or home or whatever. I don't see it like that. I see it as, like you said, networking is going to be the key on most of everything. And everybody knows my husband is a networker.
That's another whole subject, right?
Yes, he's a networker. Yes, he is. Okay. So people know him, and he's out there in the community. So therefore, it just never was about us leaving. I don't even remember if he ever even asked me about leaving, going somewhere else. It was just about trying to make sure and let people know that wherever you are, it's about hard work, dedication, and staying focused. Whatever you're gonna do, make sure that you do those three things. And if it's for you, and if this is something, that a vision that God gave you, if it's for you, it's gonna come forth. So I just said, continue to work it, and believe and trust, and stay focused. Whatever your vision, you stay focused on that vision, and you continue to work that vision. You do not have to leave Mississippi to make money.
Well, those are words well said. And those of you that's just joining us, my name is Robert Hall. I'm the chairman of Project Elect. We're just feeding the community with information. And today we're talking with Ms. Connie Sadler, who's a local business owner here in Tupelo, Lee County, Mississippi. And we're just talking about the importance of education, the importance of endurance, the importance of encouraging someone else to start their own business. And also the other point that we have is we're encouraging those that are trying to better themselves in the workforce or whatever, and that may have made a mistake in the past. There are conduits, there's information out there that we just shared that you can actually try and work on your record, and these things are free. That's whether it's property issues, it's rental issues, issues with something that should be off your record, then please don't stop and settle for anything, but continue to do that. And Connie, being, like I say, like you are, is there anything that you would share? And I'm going to say to the women out there, I won't say young women, I won't say middle age or old, but it's never too late to make changes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's never too late. I was telling my husband something. We was walking or something. I can't remember. And I said, if I was 30 years old, I would do some things different, and I would do this. And he said, well, why you got to go back to 30? He said, you can do it now. And I was thinking, so I always remember, whatever age you are, if you want to do it, do it.
Wow. And so we thank you for what you are doing in the community. We thank you for keeping your business here. We thank you for encouraging and hiring within the community. And so we're just gonna, pray that God continue to bless you, that you continue to move forward. And thank you for all that you do with Caring Hearts and Hands Adult Daycare Center. And there's one more part that you own too, right? Is that?
Yes, we do Caring Heart Personal Care Service and Caring Heart Respite Service.
Gotcha. Okay.
What about? Oh, I forgot.
And consultant.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, that's a new.
It's K&S Dynamic Consultants, and what we do with that is we teach providers how to open up adult daycares, personal care service.
Giving back again.
Yeah, giving back. We teach how, because I have so many people constantly come to me, call me, and be from everywhere, and want to know, can you write a proposal for me? Can you do this for me? Can you show me how to do this? And and I do. I take the time to help others because somebody helped me. So my doors are always open to help new people. But now we're doing it, but we're doing it at a fee. So eventually, when you keep doing, you got to be able to. If you do it free for everybody, then you're going to be bombarded all the time.
And it's business. We have to understand business. Business is to make a living. It's a livelihood. And so if we are giving things all the time, we think that is the way that it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So we're teaching hard work. We in our job, we say short-term hard, long-term easy.
Yeah.
And so it's hard getting moving, and that's totally understandable. Yeah. But I wasn't aware of the consulting service. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
It's me and my partner, which is Ann Kitchen. She's been with the Medicaid system. She was actually working the Medicaid, long-term care Medicaid, for probably the last 23 years. And my daughter, which is Christy Sadler. But we decided to come together because she and I both work together. We've been working together forever since she's been in the Medicaid. So we decided to just come together and start doing proposals for people.
Wow, that is awesome. So thank you again, and congratulations for being the first Black business owner guest
thank
on
you.
Project Elect stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And we are going to take some of the ideas that you have personally told me we need to do
Yes.
and put some of that in action. So thank you guys. Please share this video. We're highlighting Black business, Tupelo Lee County. Miss Connie Sadler, owner and operator of Karen Hearts and Hand
Please
Adult
share.
Daycare. Share it. Also look at our YouTube channel. We have that. Is there a phone number that they can contact you on?
Yes, 662-322-9963. And the office number is 662-842-7970.
Awesome. So again, Project Elect, enthusiastic leaders engaging in changing time. We want to thank the North Mississippi Medical Center and Kenneth Wheeler, who's part of Project Elect, for having us in the facility. We want to thank our secretary, Maurice Schomper, the man behind the camera. And until next time, I am Robert Hall, your Project Elect chairman. Have a good night and God bless.
Yes.